Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Anna. I'm a little bit spooky, and today we're playing with some new stuff from drugstore and high-end, some new lashes. We got a little bit of everything here, and we'll fill in the gaps with some other stuff. But yeah, I've got a new concealer to test out. I've got a new eyeshadow duo crayon that is amazing that we're going to play with, a new powder. We got some setting spray, gorgeous lashes to play with, and a lip liner. So yeah, if that interests you, just go ahead and keep on watching. But before you do, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me know down below if there's any new makeup items you'd like to see me check out. I'm having so much fun with the new makeup these days. So let me know down below if there's anything you'd like to see me check out. So let's just go ahead and get into some first impressions on some of these new beauty items and hang out together. All right, onto the makeup. Hello guys, good morning. Today we have a fun little mix of some high-end, some drugstore makeup to play with, some new, some old, but mostly I want to talk about the new things. And we're going to fill in the gaps with some older items. But yeah, I got a new eye crayon from Bobbi Brown. This is the dual-ended long wear cream shadow stick, and it has two shades with it. And I got the rusted pink and cinnamon combo. Freaking gorgeous, by the way. So we're gonna play with this today to do our eyes, and I also have an older Bobbi Brown stick that I'm gonna use to kind of fill in the gaps to blank out the lids. I've got a new concealer here from Physicians Formula. This is the Butter Glow concealer, so we're gonna try that out today. And I got a new powder from Wet n Wild. This is their 5-in-1 Essence Primer Plus Finish Powder, which is supposed to give you up to 16-hour wear. And yeah, we're gonna give that a little go. So yeah, we'll just fill in the gaps with some older stuff. I also have picked up a couple of new little brushes to play with. I thought these were super cute. They're from Real Techniques, and I was shocked at how cheap these feel. Like, they feel like toy makeup brushes. Like, I have e.l.f. brushes, I think, that feel a little bit more substantial. The bristles are soft, they feel fine, but just the handle and the ferrule and everything, they don't feel like Real Techniques products. Is it just me? Have they like downgraded their quality or something? Because I thought their whole thing was they didn't do the ferrules up here, and it was all supposed to be very sturdy and weighty and just like good quality product or good quality brushes. So I'm a little baffled by that. This is a little two-pack set I saw at Walmart from like a little Galaxy collection or something. I thought the colors were pretty, and I love a good shader brush. So yeah, and I can always use another eyeliner brush and spoolie. I use those constantly. So anyway, I wanted to give them a go. They also have a bigger set if you're interested in them, but it had a lot of brushes, so I didn't feel like I was going to use that often. And mostly I am all about a good shader brush. So dinky quality as far as handle goes aside, we'll see how they perform. Alright, so let's get started. I'm going to start with the eyes because lately if I start with complexion, my eyes get really runny. I don't know what that's about, why that's happening to me, but it's a thing. But I've already done my skincare, obviously, put some brows on, and I put some of the e.l.f. Woe Glow on as well. And I have discovered to be very strategic with this as far as don't get near my eyeballs. Like a good distance, because this really does make my eyes water really, really bad if it gets anywhere slightly near them. Which is kind of a downside because, you know, you need SPF there too. I only have a handful of SPFs that I know of that I can use near my eye area, and this is definitely not one, but this is also, at the same time, a beautiful product and makes your skin look amazing. So this might just be more of something I incorporate as a priming product and less of as an SPF product. I'm going to think of it more as like a floss filter type of thing, a skin enhancer, rather than be my go-to SPF. Just based on that fact that I can't get it close to my eyeballs, or like close to around my eyes, period. Like, I have to do like a panda circle because, whew, boy. So we're going to start with the eyes here. First thing I'm going to do is go in and kind of color correct around my eyelids. And I'm going to use a Bobbi Brown Longwear pencil for this, and this is in the shade Shell which is pretty close to my skin tone. I use this as kind of an eye primer a lot of times, and kind of, you know, carve out the brows, all that. It works great in that capacity, and it has lasted me so long. I've got so much left. Well, I've got a good bit left, and I've used this for a while. Like, this pencil has lasted me. And I usually just take a little bit, like, right in here, just to kind of cancel out any redness and veininess. I have very veiny red eyelids because, you know, my skin is basically translucent, so you can see everything through it. And I just tap it out with my finger to blend it. It just kind of corrects a little bit of the discoloration on my lids and creates a nice little base to work off of as well, because these are long wearing. They do make it nice little primers. Sigma also makes a fantastic stick eye primer that is quite similar, but I find that I don't really need a ton of product with this. It does great just with a few swipes. I really enjoyed this pencil, and I don't think I talk about it very often, but it is definitely something I go to on a very regular basis for priming. And look at that, so easy, so quick, great for travel. And you can also use it in the waterline to brighten up your waterline. We're gonna go in with this guy here. Now, this is a long wear pencil, so I like to work in small areas and kind of build, and not just go in and scribble it on and try to blend, because they do set down, but you get a little bit of playtime with these. And anyway, yeah, this is their new dual-ended ones, which I saw this on Skeepers and I got really excited because I was like, ooh, new Bobbi Brown eye pencils, because I love this one in shell so much. I was very excited to see this, and the color selection is beautiful, by the way. I had such a hard time picking a color, but I went with this one because I liked the cinnamon tone, and I thought the rusted pink looked really pretty, and it is gorgeous. So we're going to take the cinnamon side first. Let me go ahead and just give you some swatches while I'm sitting here rambling. So here's the cinnamon. Isn't that just a pretty warm, chocolatey cinnamon brown? Like, it truly looks like cinnamon. And I love that shade for the eyes. And then we have the rusted pink shade, which is a beautiful, beautiful shimmer. Like, it's got glitters in it. It is stunning. And I love that warm base it has. It has kind of a Pillow Talk vibe to it. You know how I feel about these shades. I love a good warm rose gold rusty pink. And these do blend very easily. I kind of played around with it last night just a bit, just to see how it would do. It did fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the cinnamon side first, and I'm going to take that right here at the lash line to begin, and we're just going to build and play and see what happens. Very creamy. Like, that color is gorgeous. I love it. Alright, let's take this little shader brush here from Real Techniques. This is a 043 brush. Oh, that is really soft. That does feel nice. The bristles themselves feel really good. Ooh, that's blending out to be such a gorgeous, gorgeous warm tone. Oh yeah. So pretty. And of course, you don't have to be this like precise with it. You can just kind of use your finger to blend it out. These are great for if you don't like fussing with a lot of makeup, if you have a day job, need to get out the door, but want to look put together. That's what I love about these kind of long wear pencils. And the drugstore just doesn't quite nail them, I feel like, as well as like some of the higher end ones I've tried. I feel like the higher end ones are really kind of where it's at. But I think they're kind of a nice investment though, because it's something you can use so easily. And I think when it comes to like your everyday makeup and stuff you use a lot, I feel like it's fine to invest a little more in those items because they're something you're going to enjoy and love on such a regular basis. You don't want it to be something that you're like about. I don't want to personally, like for myself, I don't want to have to like make concessions or compromises with something I'm going to be using so frequently, you know? Okay, so let's just blend that. Look how easy that is blending. So I'm just going to kind of create a nice like wingy wedge shape this brush is doing a great job. But I much prefer like pencils like this that are the long wear chubby pencils to like a liquid eyeshadow or anything like that. You can even take a little bit, you know, off the pencil with a brush if you want to use a brush. Again, you can use your fingers. It's all personal preference. I just don't like doing my eye stuff with my fingers because I have little pointy fingers and it's just kind of hard for me to get in there. That's just more of a me thing. Got weird little fingers. That is gorgeous. And I do believe you can probably build up some nice depth here too. Let's see. Just do a little bit of a patting. Again, yeah, you just pat with your finger and blend it, and that does just fine. If I have a slight bit of a fingernail, I cannot do my eyes with my fingers. But yeah, look at that. That is really pretty. I love this shade. Definitely getting a little bit of nice depth from it. And then you can just, you know, take the pencil kind of straight if you want to build up a little more and not really blend as much. Oh, yeah, awesome, awesome stuff. All right, let me repeat this on the other side. Another great thing about pencils like this is that I have fairly oily eyelids and they're also hooded. They crease so easily. So I definitely benefit from very long wearing products, and my eyes are also watery. So yeah, I got all the things working against me there. So products like this that will lock in and stay on the eyes is definitely something I look for. I'd like to try the ones from Vive. So I do love everything I've tried from Vive thus far. I just haven't tried the pencils. Because it's not like an exciting thing. You see them get, oh, I need those. But every now and then I get excited about them. Like these dual-ended ones because they looked really fun. I was definitely excited. I'm just going to smooth out like right here with my finger. This shade is gorgeous. It's so vibrant. Of course, you could keep this just tight to the lash line and just do a smoky liner with it, but I just wanted to see how easy they are to blend and apply and get a really nice look from. Just a regular fluffy brush, and I'm just going to kind of tickle around the edge just to soften that out, which you can easily do with a fluffier brush, and it just diffuses. So I like that you do have a little bit of playtime with these before they fully lock in and set down. You get a minute to be able to maneuver them, which is also, I think, pretty important without them smearing and just going everywhere and getting patchy. That's the experience I've had like with a few more affordable ones, is that they just kind of smear and just go everywhere. They're very waxy. Nothing like this. Like the e.l.f. ones, those are not it. Okay, let's take the rose gold, or the rusted pink side, which I'm real excited about. This color is gorgeous. The nuance in here, the little pinpoint sparkles, it is so special and shiny. I was expecting just a basic shimmer when I first opened the package, and I swatched it and I was like, oh, there's like gold little glitters in here. Very, very pretty. And just very rich. I don't know if those glitters and sparkles are going to show, but are all on camera if they're going to show. I'm going to take my same little brush here and just diffuse that edge. I feel like the more you kind of diffuse it, the more sparkly it gets. Look how pretty is that? It looks wet. I love it. And I don't think it's exacerbating any texture on the lid either. So this is definitely something that'd be like a more mature lid friendly, because it's not emphasizing anything you don't want it to emphasize. Because I do have a bit of crepiness like around this inner corner, and I'm not seeing any of that. And of course there are buildable And that's looking really nice. It's not looking dry or anything like that. And just take around the edge and just diffuse it. I mean, how pretty. And again, very buildable. I'm getting beautiful like opacity from this. Very easy to work with. And what's nice about this shade too, if you didn't want it to be super opaque, you can sheer it and just get that wash of sparkle and a bit of that rusted color. I think that is so, so pretty. I love this color. I want more of these. Like, I am into this little duo situation. Very cool, very cool. See, I always say about Bobbi Brown is it's a brand that I want to look more into and investigate more product from, because everything that I have tried, I have really enjoyed. That was super easy and super quick, zero mess, looks great. You don't have to worry about fallout. That's another perk of these pencils is no fallout. Now, just for the sake of testing out this little liner guy here, I'm going to take some of my brown eyeliner. I'm just going to use the Huda Creamy. We'll do a little bit of something right here. Lashes, and just see what this little guy does. It works just like a regular any old spoolie or any old liner pencil, liner brush. Geez Louise. I'm gonna clean up the shape just on the outer corner a little bit, just because I like it a little neater and tidier on the outer corners. I get a little carried away when I'm blending. And okay. And for my foundation that I'm shaking up here, I'm going to use the Butter Believe It from Physicians Formula, since we are using the concealer from them. And I'm just going to do a light application of this, kind of a little bit more sheer, because this is very full coverage. And this is one you definitely want to shake up. It will separate when you... I'm going to use the dual complexion brush from e.l.f. just for my initial application, very lightly. And then we'll go over it with a sponge. I'm taking a lot of product off the back of my hand, just going to buff this on. This is still, I think, a fantastic, more full coverage foundation from the drugstore that you can get a lot of versatility out of as far as shearing out the coverage, because it's very easy to work with. Like, I can really shear this one out and keep it from getting too full coverage, but when I need more coverage, it can cover. The only problem with it, shitty shade range. As with most Physicians Formula products, they just launched like a campaign showing, you know, that they have a bronzer for everyone. It was through a PR company I saw, and I was looking at the shades. I'm like, nah, their deepest bronzer is just not very deep. I mean, I could probably wear it, and I'm just not a huge fan of their bronzers to begin with. It's like I find myself liking a lot of their products, except for like their bronzers. Those just disappoint me. They're just not, I don't know, it's something about the shade maybe, and the formula. They feel powdery. I might pull one out just for the sake of today, since we were using some Physicians Formula products. I do have a little palette from them, and it has a good blush tone in it. They'll work with this look. And another thing that Physicians Formula is bad about is not having all their options available in store either. If they even have deeper options, good luck finding it. You gotta order it. And then it's just, you know, guesswork as far as the shade goes. That's something I will say about this shade in particular, this lightest shade from Physicians Formula in the foundation. If you have an olive undertone and you're very pale, this has a true like olivey undertone to it, which obviously is not the best undertone for me, but it works fine. It's not the worst on me because I am doing a little more sheer. And this is one that I can apply with a brush, sponge, whatever, and never be disappointed in the coverage. Like, it sits on my nose well. It looks like a filter Like, it's just something very flawless about it. And I'm probably only using maybe a pump and a half at the most. But I just wanted to really take down that redness and just even things out. It's more my concern. When it comes to foundation, I'm not trying to hide my whole face or anything like that and mask everything. I just like to take down my redness. Like, I don't care if freckles show or anything like that. Yeah, just a beautiful foundation. I'm really enjoying this dual complexion brush from e.l.f. as well. Emily Noel always talks about it, and I was like, well, let me see what that little brush is about. Yeah, they're nice. They really are. And I like the versatility and the option of having the little small brush on the other side. It does make things really, really easy, especially like right in the brow area, to get right in here without messing them up. You can kind of get around the nose and all these little nooks and crannies with it really well. Another thing that's really nice about this foundation too is if you do have a blemish, like I got a little pimple right here on my forehead. Gone. You can conceal everything that you want to conceal with this little guy because it has such good coverage and it's so buildable. I've got like a matching pimple on this side, which is fun. Do you ever get that? Like a pimple on one side, then a couple days later you'll have one like in the exact same spot on the other side, and they're like twins. Apparently I'm trying to grow little horns. But you can definitely use this foundation as like a pinpoint concealing, which is something I'm usually not that patient enough to do. But if you want to be like super perfect looking, you can do that. And this foundation with the Woe Glow underneath, so pretty. Like, it looks 100 times better than the Revlon Illuminates does. Like, my skin just looks creamy and just love it. Love it, love it, love it. I only use maybe a pump and a half of foundation. My goodness. Alright, now let's do the concealer. I'm excited about the concealer. Now, they say you can use this as concealer, but it creases really bad under the eye and just, it's a little bit of a heavier formula than what I would want under my eye. So I don't use this in that aspect as far as under eye concealer, but it's great for the pinpoint concealing. So this here is the Physicians Formula Butter Glow Concealer. I got the lightest shade, which I think is Fair Light. It has this dumb little sponge right here that has a nice texture, but it's, I mean, who's using this to apply anything? Not me. Or blend anything out. That is too small. Like, and then you do have a twist where you can open it. And this is meant to be like a radiant finish concealer, or have kind of a light diffusing properties. And I do believe it's formulated with like 3 of the butters, and it has some skincare benefit to it. And it looks like it has a really nice coverage from when I swatched it on my arm. So let's just go in here. I'm gonna put a little bit right here. Hopefully the shade works for me. And I'm gonna take the little dual complexion brush here. I'm going to take the little side just to kind of move that around and just pat. This appears to have a pretty thin formula, but really pigmented formula. And it said something about it being like silky. It does have a kind of a silky feel to it. Like it feels, the texture of it feels really nice. I'm just going to tap a little bit right here where I do need coverage. And that little bit did so much. So this definitely has really nice coverage to it. Take the larger side of the brush. Yeah, that looks great. Looks really nice under the eyes. Very creamy. It doesn't look like it's emphasizing anything. It's got the light diffusing. It's nice. It looks really nice. Take just a little bit right out here for some highlighting. Okay, that looks pretty good. I like that. That is a good concealer thus far. So let's see. Let's put it on this side. And I'm going to blend it out the same way. Some gentle tapping. This goes a long way. Just that little bit. It has really good spreadability. Oh, and of course it does have the typical Physicians Formula scent. That butter smell that I don't hate. And it doesn't irritate my skin or anything. Or make my eyes burn. Where a lot of fragrance products do. I don't seem to have any trouble with the Physicians Formula fragrance. It's a little yellow, the tone of this. Like, it's not the best foundation or concealer color for me, but it's not bad, and I think it works. I would prefer maybe just a little bit more pink in it, just for my skin tone. I do a little bit like right here, just to where I would normally apply concealer, even though I don't really need to with that foundation. But for the sake of more of a highlighting moment. Yeah, that looks great on my nose. It's not sitting in any pores, not emphasizing anything. Yeah, this is a good one so far. So far, this is a good one. There will be, of course, a full review, and I will also cover it in a product update video as well, just so we can... Okay, that looks really nice. It doesn't look like it's creasing immediately either, which is also quite nice. It's sitting really pretty on my under eyes. But yeah, it's not settling into my fine lines. Like, I don't feel like I need to tap out my under eyes. Where recently I talked about the Huda Luminous Matte Concealer and how it creased really bad before, like, I had a chance to set it, and I had to really tap it out and make a point to do that. With this one, I'm not seeing it sit in any of my fine lines. Like, it is just looking pretty damn flawless. It's still a little tacky. It's not setting down, so it doesn't self-set, and it definitely has a nice luminosity to it. I think it looks really pretty, y'all. It really does. Alright, so I'm going to use this more as a finishing powder on the rest of the face. I don't know if I want to put this under the eye. I guess maybe we can give it a try. It says finishing powder. This is meant to smooth, condition, refine pores, and balance. And it says you can use this pre and post makeup. I think I'm going to use my e.l.f. Halo Glow just on the eyes, because that's one that I really enjoy for setting my under eyes. Where the hell did I put it? Here it is. And we're going to use this in the kind of pore area and around the rest of the face. Just going to take a little bit of my e.l.f. Halo Glow on a brush and just tap that right under here. That is looking really nice. It's playing really well with my powder. That's it. That is good. And just looks so smooth. Heck yeah, dude. That concealer's great. I'm so harsh on Physicians Formula, but then I'll occasionally use something from them and just be so blown away. Like that foundation and this concealer. I really want to get their, they have a powder that looks kind of like a Hourglass ambient lighting powder situation. I kind of want to try that, and they've got some liquid products I'm interested in. I just haven't seen them in store, and I'm definitely a visual person. I need to see it in store. I need to kind of look at the color of it and the tone so that I know it'll work for me. Okay, let's try this Wet n Wild powder on the rest of the face. So yeah, this doesn't look like it has talc in it. It does have mica, silica, dimethicone, and yeah, lots of silicones in here. I also see malachite extract and ginger root extract. So I think this is meant to have some kind of a little bit of a skin caring benefit. I also like how sleek this compact is. It's so small and so sleek. I like that. I don't know why, but I do. And it doesn't feel super cheap, but it's a very, very bright white looking powder. So maybe I'll just take a touch first on this brush and just see how well that brightens under the eye. Over top. Quite brightening, even though I think this is the only shade, and I think it's supposed to be kind of translucent. But it's also very much a brightening powder, I think. Definitely not translucent. Now it does say you can use this under makeup to, you know, prevent oils from breaking through as a primer. I'm not a big fan of doing that, even though my skin is oilier. To me, it just always kind of looks a little heavy. and it's just not something I'm a fan of. I've done it. It's not bad, but it's just not my favorite look. I like a little bit more of a lighter finish on the skin. But yeah, this is looking really pretty. That looks really nice from just where I put it under the eyes. Yeah, that looks very smooth. Taking it into the pore zone, pore region here. Looks very nice. And it says it's supposed to give you up to 16-hour wear. I don't know about all that, but it looks very pretty on the skin. Looks nice around the nose. It definitely is blurring. Yeah, very blurring. I could see it brightening up my face. It has a slight yellow undertone, but nothing terrible. It's not like a banana powder. Again, I think some more shades of this would be great. Maybe a pinky shade. If they did this in like a light kind of pinkish tone, kind of that Givenchy look, they would be onto something. I think people would really enjoy that. But that looks pretty. That looks like a pretty powder. It's been so long since I tried out a new powder. I was just very curious. I'm going to try a larger brush here. And just kind of tap across the rest of the face. Just to make sure everything feels good and set. Yeah, that looks really good. That's playing really well. It's not looking dry or heavy. It's very light looking, very blurring. But yeah, it will definitely lighten your skin tone. Like I can see it on me even. It is definitely kind of brightening things up. So bear that in mind. So we can just finish up the rest of the complexion using this. This is the Breakfast Club little palette here. It's got gorgeous blush and bronzer tones in it and highlights. So I'm just gonna speed through this really quickly. Start with the light bronzer in here. I'm just mixing both bronzers within the palette. And I'm going to grab a fluffy brush and take a little bit of the lighter bronzer and just come right here just to kind of merge everything together. Because I think that really makes it look finished. Feel it just kind of softens any harsh lines. Everything just looks put together. I'm using the lightest bronzer shade in this palette. Alright, let's tackle that lower lash line real quick before I forget. I think I'm going to take a little bit of my brown eyeliner first from Huda, and I'm just going to run a little bit of that just on the outer corner here. I'm just going to put a little bit of brown liner right here for some definition. And kind of pull the little baby flick there for a little lift. And we'll grab this little angled brush and soften that up. And let's see, I'm going to take some of the cinnamon color on this angled brush. Just have a nice controlled application. And just run it right there along that outer corner, just to kind of tie into the upper lash line. And then we'll take some of the rusted rose, rusted pink. Do kind of the same technique here. I have a very small, like, lower lash line area, so if I go in with like a big pencil, it can get real smoky. And I'm not trying to go full smokiness today. Brush from earlier here and just softly buff things. And there we go. Alright, that looks good. That looks real good. I'm even take just a touch of my deepest bronzer shade. Just on like one side of the brush. Just dust that right there. Now I take a little bit of the highlighter from this Physicians Formula palette. I might have to pick up like their All-Star palette just to try it, just out of curiosity. I'm gonna take some of this regular, it's just a champagne highlighter. It's in the shade called Basket Case. And it's just kind of one of those, like a light champagne with a very neutral undertone. I'm gonna put a little bit on the inner corner here. Just brighten that up. That looks nice. So the bronzers just aren't my favorite formula. Maybe that's it. There's just something about them that's just not quite always my favorite. Sometimes I like them more than other days. I don't know. They're not like a holy grail status. I'm a little maybe indifferent to them. I'm gonna take a little bit of that highlighter. Just hit right here to the brow. And hit the high points of the cheeks. Alright, and I'm gonna take the peachy blush in here called the Princess. Just a basic peach blush. Nothing groundbreaking. I think it'll look nice with this eye look. They're dusty. That's what it is. These products are dusty. And perhaps it's because it's in the, like a licensed palette. You know, sometimes the quality gets a little skimped. And brands do that. I think that is the complexion pretty much done. I think it looks pretty dang nice. We might revisit that finishing powder at the end, because I do like to do that. I'm going to put on some lashes. I got some new lashes. I got a whole PR box from Kiss with their new Lash Couture The Muses collection. Every lash in this collection is perfection. But I'm going to use this pair today. This is such a demure, sweet little lash, and I really want to use it. I think it's so pretty. And this is Supreme. They just look so sweet, don't they? Let me take them out of the little box so we can get a better look at them. This looks like a pair I'm barely gonna have to trim. They just look so nice and small for my little small eyes. How cute are those? Okay, so I'm gonna pop some of those on really quickly. Let me size them up. Yeah, I'm only have to trim off just a little tiny bit of these. Which is rare. I usually have to cut off like 2/3 of the lash in most cases. Just a little touch off this outer corner. Telescopic lift for my mascara. One thing I do like to do after I curl my lashes, I take a spoolie and just kind of brush through, because sometimes they'll like clump together with an eyeliner or something. So it just keeps them fluttery. I'm just gonna do one coat of this for now. We'll see if I want to add more. We'll see how things look with the falsies on. Those are so pretty and just so like natural looking. Very nice. I've got lash glue all over my fingers. Ugh. Why do I always get just all over my hands? It's so annoying. It's the only thing I hate about lash glue, really. So I get it all over my little fingers. Okay, I'm gonna touch my brows up and sort my hair out, and I'll be right back. Okay, it's good as we're getting with the hair today. Just kind of wild and wavy. Wild and wavy. Try a new gel. Not sure how I'm feeling about it. Things are a little wild and crazy today, but definitely not bad. Like, definitely got some waves and curls going. It's just a little on the messy side. This piece always will not stay where I put it. It's always falling in my face. Freaking spray it, whatever. Just okay. So before I move on to lips, I am going to use some setting spray. I picked up this big boy from Milani. This is the Make It Last setting spray. Look how big. It's huge. It's huge. Yes. I've got freaking lash glue over my fingers. Alright, so I'm going to give the face a little spritz with this. Oh, that's such a nostalgic smell. I love the way the Make It Last from Milani Smells. I mean, look how big this is. Ooh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. I'm loving the way these lashes look. They're just so soft and fluttery and just fit my little eyes so well. Perfect. Perfect kind of natural lash. Okay. And while my setting spray is drying, let's do the lips. I've got this new little lip pencil here from a brand called Pear Nova. And this is in the shade Lunar, or this is in the shade Light Year. And this is their Lunar Lip Stilo. So let's use this as our liner. It's one of those thicker liner pencils that you can kind of use as lipstick too. So go ahead and just do a little bit of this. Beautiful warm peachy shade. That's pretty. That is really pretty. In the center lips, I'm going to throw a little bit of More Honey from Maybelline Ultimates. There we go. That looks nice. And for a touch of gloss, I'm taking this oldie but a goodie here from Lancome. This is Mirrored Nude. Freaking love this shade so much. It's still like a favorite gloss. I don't know if they still make these or not. It's such a juicy gloss. It's like instant, looks like your lips have lip plumper on, or like you got lip injections. It's so good. And it's not one of those kind of glosses at all. It's not tingly or plumping or anything like that. It just looks pretty. Okay, but I think this is our finished look using some new things from the drugstore and some new high-end things as well. I definitely am in love with this little eyeliner, this little eye crayon. It is phenomenal, and I have no creasing. It looks just perfect. This is, again, the colorway is Rusted Pink and Cinnamon. Gorgeous, gorgeous colorway. I want all of these. These are so freaking good. The concealer looks great. Very smooth. There is no cakiness, no creasing. It looks phenomenal. And of course the foundation, I already know I love. The powder from Wet n Wild, pretty nice, pretty nice. Of course on all these products I'll give you a bit more of an in-depth update or review, and you know, kind of go over my thoughts once I've tested things out a little more. But so far I'm liking the way this looks on the skin. Very blurring, which heck yeah, love anything that blurs. Oh, lashes, of course. Very, very cute. Loving those. And yeah, I think that is it. Let me know down below your thoughts. And is there anything else you'd like to see me test out from the drugstore or high-end? Leave it down below. And yeah, do you want to see some more looks using this little pencil? Some more versatile looks? I'm thinking I might do a reel of maybe a easier, just kind of a quick, easy look with this. But yeah, I will definitely keep you posted on my thoughts on these newer items. There will be either a product update or a devoted review, one or the other, to the items. So yeah, keep a lookout for that. And yeah, I think everything just came out really pretty today. I like the skin. The skin is on point. The eyes, love them. So yeah, let me know your thoughts below. Let me know if there's anything you would like to see me test out and check out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay safe and stay spooky. Bye now.